Goedemorgen, mijn viewers. Let's get some DMCA approved music in here. A whoop whoop. Shout out to the DMCAs in chat, you know? Sometimes they're just here for a good time. I don't want my library, I want home. DMCA approved music? Ugh. Make me ugh-gasm. Oh, gotta make sure it's on loop, otherwise we'll get the non-DMCA approved music. We're good. We're good, don't worry everyone. We're fucking fine. Maybe we could do it through YouTube, and then we could get some new music up in here. Or maybe I'm too lazy. Or maybe I began a stream again today, and I already need to pee. That's never happened. That's never happened before. You know, I take my time with these things. I never take breaks. What button do we need? We need the starting soon screen. We'll pretend I haven't started yet, no one's here. I'm back in a sec, my babies. Oh, what's the good news? Tell me the good news. Tell me the good word. The good word of our God above. Good morning, Miss Bud, by the way. Hello, hello, hello. What's all this then? I'm here to have a good time. Not a long time. I'm here to put my phone on charge. I'm here to fake some viewers because it makes me happier when it says 3. That is amazing news. What do you think happened? Did you just rest? Did something happen, or did you just wait and it went away? My camera's being fucky, that's not nice. What if I move way back here? Wiggle a lot. No, nothing. I thought if I moved it would be like, oh, there you are. Let's see if I can reset it doing this. Here's my fucking face. Excuse my swearing, my lord. I was gonna make a masturbation joke, but then we started discussing. So I'm sorry to say you'll never get to hear my masturbation joke. It doesn't fit now anyway. It was all a timing thing, so guess you'll just have to imagine it. Sucks to suck, my guy. Not too late. We're never gonna hear it now. It'll be like Atlantis. Historians for years will come back to this footage and try and guess and try to figure out what could the masturbation joke have been, but they'll never know. They'll never know that Jesus actually had a child. And if you get that reference, you know the plot of the movie, and you know the movie, but if you don't get that reference, boy, there's a plot twist coming your way when you watch a very specific movie with Nicolas Cage in it. That's very good. I was legitimately quite worried there when you said you couldn't stand up. Like, that's not meant to happen. That's meant to happen so rarely. That's meant to happen so rarely, I just think it's never meant to happen, in my professional opinion. Unless you're like, you know, old. Which, I mean, you are getting near 25. You may need to get your will in order and sort out your life plan. Is the right layout? Yep, let's get it. What's this next shot? Jensai looking out the window at the fire. But I'm so glad you are feeling better. Now tell me, what's with this drawing? What are you drawing? Oh. Ready to give up as in die? You want to give me a reference handpick? Hell yeah. I'm gonna send you a picture. I'm gonna make it complex. I'm gonna hold my hand in a really weird position. You'll be able to see it on here. I'm glad you're better, but you should have called your GP. That's their one responsibility. Like their one job is if people are dying or like ill, that's their singular role in society. Who would have been in my chat if you hadn't have called your GP? Who would have I sent salacious hand pictures to? You'll be able to see chat in background, but I'm going to give you a really difficult hand pick. Also, I've got very long nails. What's a difficult angle that you haven't done before? Maybe like this way. Okay, what if I do like... I'm really contorting my hand to do this. Okay, that's one, and I'll do an easier one. I want to put my thumb really close to the camera, because fuck you, you're doing... What? you're gonna do some foreshortening. So we're gonna do a real perspective piece on this hand. How do I get this? Where's the camera? There's the lens over there. Okay, I got two photos for you. You know why it'll suck? Because it's difficult. And you know why it's going to be difficult? Because you're going to get better at it. Okay, I've got two pictures. One's a contorted hand, and the other one is the foreshortening hand. Because once you get the hang of foreshortening... look, honestly, I think you've already surpassed me as a creator. Like, I truly think you do... See, once you understand the rules of like realism and stuff like that, it's so easy to break it down backwards to get more towards a cartoon, which some people find difficult. I know it's not like straight cut and dry like that, but it is a lot easier. I would say technically, realistic drawing is far more complex, and just like chopping it back a little bit, yeah, my nails grow and I don't control them. But they're hard as fuck. Sorry for the microphone. But yeah. I mean, after this, I'm just gonna start giving you like artists to try and figure out how they did it and how to replicate their style to sort of gives you a further understanding more than anything. I mean, technicals are like almost done at this point. You've got perspective, you've got understanding of form and Shit like that. That's the next thing. You're welcome for burping in time with the music. I'm a very good burper. What are we gonna do? And I do have more questions for you, but we can save those for later. When you're a little bit further into the whole drawing thing. Okay. This back corner needs to be smaller for perspective. But yeah, there was a really cool illusion I saw recently, which involves a lot of perspective. Let me just draw this out. There was a really cool illusion I saw recently that involved a lot of perspective, which was I can't describe it very well, but I can say it's not impossible that I'll come across it on Instagram. Next time I do, I'll send it your way, so you get to see. But the main point of it is that your expectation when you see perspective is that thing closer bigger. And the optical illusion changes that by having the thing in the back just be taller. And so your brain is like, but that bigger, why not closer? And then it gets really confused. And so it's just like a good understander of perspective, like, because drawing 2D images is just a manipulation of someone's understanding of perspective. Oh, I got a message. It's from me! Oh, I'm so kind. Thanks for checking up on me, me. Oh, stream notification again. Pfft. I never say anything useful. When's the next time I'm gonna check up on myself, you know? Be like, hey, how you doing, you know? How's the comic going? Rather than just being like, new stream notification. Shit jokes. You like that? That was also in time with the music. You're welcome. I do like how this shot looks. I like the perspective on it, and I like my wood grain texture. But another important lesson of art: delete your work. I feel like rather than give me that hard brush, Betty. Rather than having this sort of shot of the Gensai looking out the window, we're gonna do a shot of the Gensai, Ganassi, not Gensai, that's my spelling mistake of it. Also, I'm only gonna do a tiny stream today. I've got more shit to do. And I really wanna, after I get, I wanna get a paragraph of work done elsewhere, which I'll do later. What else do I want to do? But after that, I want to veg out, and I want to just do as much of the final line work of this as possible. So next time you see this, I hope I want to veg out and finish the sketching, and then get onto the final line work. Because if I run out of time, I can ditch the colors and just do black and white line work and call it like, you know, okay, I gotta get drawing. I can call it like reminiscent of an anime style, which is all done in black and white for printing press reasons. Very cool. Like there's a long history to why manga is in black and white, and why that means there's sort of a lot more experimental and there's a lot more weirdness when it comes to manga. Which essentially boils down to the fact that it was cheaper to do so, and therefore they had more resources to experiment with, which they did, and it produced wondrous things. Wondrous. Purely beautiful. Okay. I'm just sort of cheating. I'm just gonna draw. You know, I'm a lazy boy. I'm a lazy baby. So I'm not gonna do construction lines on this character. I think I got a vague enough idea of what it would look like to just draw it. He says that, and then it turns out looking like Country Bumpkin.
Mm-hmm. How to draw a door in 3D. Yeah, the troubles of life. Let's just size this bad boy up a bit. Let's skip this song. This song's sort of downbeat.
We're not downbeat. We're so upbeat. We're so upbeat. We're gonna finish this page, and it's gonna be heckin' crazy.
Notice how Notice how I said heckin' like a real memer. How you doing, Miss Bud? How's the drawing coming? Final one is an over-the-shoulder shot. Not gonna lie, it's a hard one. Which one are you doing, the foreshortening or the contorted? Oh, it's good that it's a hard one, I'm glad. I'm gonna distract myself with my video game real quick. My idle champions. I gotta click the button so that they idly do things a little bit better than before. The foreshortening one, nice. Yeah, the contorted one I thought would be like interesting, but not super difficult for you. That would just be a little out of the norm practice at this point. I'm glad you're doing the foreshortening one. Ugh. How did I become so sleepy all of a sudden? We're only a half hour into this stream. Okay. Oh, I got messages. Let's have a look. They're from you, Little Miss Spot. I'm gonna blast them on the screen if you don't mind. What you got so far? Okay, I'm gonna blast them on the screen so that I can critique it. Okay, you're doing the foreshortening one. Okay. It's getting there. I see what you're doing. It's looking nice. You've done really well with the nails. A thing that you've paid attention to on the form of this front nail, which I never said, but you've done. But I applaud. I don't know why I said I never said it. I was like, I didn't say it. No, I never said it. It's great. That you've done like this thing, which just makes it look excellent. Like, I look at that, that's such a good fingernail. So really good work on that. Good technique. On this front one, by the way, if I wasn't specific about that before. Cool, I can't wait to see more. Oh, why did my brain just stop working? I gotta think of how I'm gonna do this next shot, because there's two things that I want to emphasize for this next shot. Okay, let me just do... I don't like that. There's two things I want to emphasize for this next shot. Like the fact that the Ganassi is traveling towards the door, that's important. So the initial setup for the shot was just an over-the-shoulder shot of like door in background, Ganassi in foreground, because the next shot after this is going to be the same one, but with a hand on the Ganassi's shoulder to like show that it sort of happened interestingly, and there was like a direction, but it was influenced by the introduction of the hand. But it doesn't demonstrate much direction towards the door. Maybe that's not a huge issue, because the sort of overarching plot of the story is that the Ganassi doesn't really care so much, and so maybe it's just a fact of like the death is made even sadder by the fact that the Ganassi didn't even do anything, that the Ganassi made no attempt to do the thing that brought about the punishment of its death. But then the next thing is that I don't feel like I've really emphasized that to the audience enough. Like, I'm aware of that in my headcanon, but if you read through this comic step by step by step, I don't know if you would read that into the comic, or if you would, if as a new audience member, you would just project your first primary feelings of like, you know, everyone dislikes being a slave. Well, not everyone, but the classic person perceived, the classic person like understood, like it's like oppression equal bad, which I agree with, but this character is like does not care that it's. But yeah, I think it would just be too obvious for people to read the initial stereotypes of the story into it. Like, just look at this and instantly understand, oh, I know this narrative, you know? Slave wants to not be slave. Easy. Now I understand the narrative. Why is that line different? I think it's because I draw over it twice. So I'm really debating, because the opposite shot I could do, if I didn't want to do an over-the-shoulder shot, I could go for a foot shot, because it's so more easily understandable that a person is traveling if you actually see the step, and that they're moving in that direction. But potato. Or I could do a sort of like an action pose, so I could put a lot of emphasis on this character, but then that might get too wacky. Like, if I was doing a more over-the-top character, they could like do a big old, put their foot out in one direction, such a shame they broke up. I don't know if they got back together or not. I think they did one time and then broke up again. Ugh, they were just never meant for each other. Toxic relationship. But I'm debating. That's why I'm not drawing. I just wanted to put out there why I wasn't drawing, so I don't look at the screen, and go, what's this loser doing? Nothing. But no, I'm thinking, and it's important thinking. I think it's important thinking for the plot. For my narrative. I could do, like, if I didn't want it to do the directionality of the motion, I could instead do, like, have the iron shot from the over-the-shoulder shot and emphasize, like, a really big pupil, like someone just got a big old dopamine rush from looking at something they like, from, like, feeling that intense attraction towards freedom. Thank you, that dude who was drawn and quartered and was played by that dude who had the big Jewish rant. Who was he? Not Kevin MacLeod. That's the dude from Grand Designs. What else was he in? Was he in Highlander? I don't think he was, but he might have been. Fuck, who is it?
Oh, I see his face in my mind, but I'm just blanking on who it is. The dude from Deadly Weapon. No, Lethal Weapon. The dude from Hacksaw. He directed Hacksaw Ridge. Like, he's such a big name. You would know instantly who it is if you know, you know. He's also a dude who... Fuck, what is it? What is it? Has my camera gone blurry again? It has. Okay, I'm not gonna do a thing until I remember who this man is. Who is he? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's not Tom Hanks, but like similar level of famousness to Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks wasn't in Lethal Weapon as well. Do you know Lethal Weapon, Miss Spud? I don't know, I feel like it would be a movie in your wheelhouse. I think it would be something that you would like, but I'm not sure. It might be just one of the ones that you just never saw for no apparent reason. He's oldish now, but like he did a lot more aggressive roles than Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks was such a friendly little fellow. Oh, what's his name? He played the Scottish dude, and he was like, "For freedom," and they showed their balls to the English. They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom. That wasn't a good Scottish accent, but that's the dude. And Kevin MacLeod, I'm thinking of because it's of the Scottish dude, but he's not. No, it's not Martin Riggs. What other movies has he been in? Okay. I think he played MacGyver at one point. But that was early in his career, so I don't know about that. Oh, I'm just gonna have to Google him. I'm gonna Google him, and I'm gonna give you one more guess before I Google him. I'm gonna Google him actually, and then I'll give you director of Hacksaw Ridge. And then I'll give you one more movie that I think you've seen of his, and I'll let you guess him. Okay, I would never have guessed it. It was not on the tip of my tongue, but I knew him. Okay. The Passion of Christ. Mel Gibson. You already got it. Did you Google it? Excellent work. Turns out I haven't actually seen many of his movies. I saw Boss Level with him in it. That was good. It was fun. It wasn't great. Of course, he's in Daddy's Home. Expendables. He's in Pocahontas? Who does he play in Pocahontas? Oh, he's Maverick. Who's the tall like stranger there? Maverick is his name. Let's look at who he plays in Pocahontas. Oh, he plays Martin Riggs. Is that Lethal Weapon? You did Google it. Let's look at cast. Captain John Smith. Mel Gibson is the love interest. I thought he was gonna be the dude who's like, mine is all for the taking. The dude who's like, you know, Also, have you been reading the stream titles, Miss Spud? There's been a narrative going on, a sneaky narrative. Then I don't know if you've seen it or not. What's this shot gonna be? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with the original over-the-shoulder shot. Kiss said it first, baby. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss the Band. What songs did Kiss the Band do? I think What songs did Kiss do? I always get him confused with AC/DC.
Yeah, your mum. Your mum was in a horrific car crash. Sorry, Miss Bud. Kiss. What do they do? Ugh. No, artist. Kiss. Yeah, they do a lot of stuff. Oh. Wrong one. Anywho, I'm just distracting myself at this point. Keep up with the good artwork, Miss Spud. No, it needs to be more over the shoulder. No, show me what you've done. Show me what you've done. We'll critique it, and then we'll show me what we've done. We'll critique it, and then I'll get you to edit it a little bit because that seemed to help you a lot. Oh, there we go. Not bad. Like, not horrible. So, yeah. So, a bit that I want you to pay attention to is that, so you've got this little bit of flesh here. Oh, you can't see it. Okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, here we go. Can you see this? You can't really. Okay. Image. Okay. Essentially, there's like two bits. There's this tiny bit of flesh that you've missed. Oh, peace. Get rid of that layer. Yes, delete the layer. Back to this. Copy image. Opacity on this down. Oh, and let's scale the images together. So you've drawn it sort of like this. maybe it's more useful to do it this way. Okay, but essentially, what I want to point out is that you've sort of got it, but there's sort of like 2 lines of flesh just here. It goes like here and here. And then that sort of comes up like that. Then these must be split into 2 because that's for each knuckle. Like there's sort of 2 lines there, whereas you've got the one connecting to there. That's sort of, it's a bit too dramatic. Like it's sort of just a bit of flesh hanging around that hooks back into the main bit of flesh, whereas this seems like an additional hand flap that comes around, if that makes sense. I'm not doing a too good job of explaining it, but here, just there, I think is some improvement you could do. But honestly, you did quite well, and you can always chunk. And what I want you to do is I want you to chunk this thumb out to double its size. Just, okay, what is, because the thumb comes there and then comes down. I want you to just make that thumb bigger so that, I know it might look a little weird. Fuck, that's the wrong thing. It doesn't matter, I'm deleting this later. So I want you to look at the fleshy bit of the hand, see if you can improve that just a little bit, just by looking at your reference and doing it again, but also make that thumb bigger just so you can get used to drawing things much bigger. Because yeah, you've cut down on that thumb size by still, even though it was very good and it's more foreshortening that you've done, it's more accurate foreshortening than you've done in the past. I want bigger. Always bigger in the bedroom. Excuse me. But yeah, then we can, then I guess you have you drawn your eye yet for tonight, or are you gonna draw an eye yet for tonight? Okay, I just want to raise that a little bit, and we're gonna Control C, we're gonna Control V. Excellent work again, though, Miss Spud. Haven't done yet, but I'm planning to. What's up? I don't remember what's up, but you sent me another message, so let's have a look. Nice! Have you made the thumb much bigger? You made it a bit bigger. But I want you to go even bigger than that. Do I? I like what you've done with the hand. It's a very good hand. I think I want you to make that thumb bigger. I think making the thumb bigger might make it more unrealistic, and I understand that. But I think I want you to fuck it up a bit. Not for any like I want you to fail. I want you to like go even further. I want you to push it further so that when the idea that I'm having about this, that I hope works, is that you push it further and then you're more comfortable with a more, I think that looks excellent. I think that looks foreshortened. I want you to push it further so that you're more comfortable with like, you're more comfortable with foreshortening. You just get used to it. So make the thumb even bigger. Make it look even bigger. You can sort of shadow, okay. Copy image. Let me just look at my thumb real quick. So you can sort of see, you could probably, with your shading, you could probably push the shading a bit under here, because you've got to remember, so humans are used to lighting from the top. So you've sort of shaded underneath here because you know that it's the bottom of the hand. So when the thumb comes out towards the camera, if we looked at it from side on, the thumb would be like, you know, like this. The thumb is coming at us like that, which means the bottom of the hand is here, and actually all of this, like you could shade more there to help emphasize on the fact that the thumb is sort of facing upside down but toward us. And then you can just like pop it out some more. And then if you really want to fuck around with it, you can make that pinky in the background even smaller. But yeah, so this is underneath of the thumb. You gotta remember that that's all underneath. Even though it sort of looks a bit front on to us, it's underneath because that's just the perspective of it. You can even like push it up there if you really wanted to, for like the whole underneath. So that this from front on looks like that sort of thing. Okay, that's all for now. Do that for me. Make the thumb even bigger. And then look at that shading again. What am I doing? I'm just gonna delete the whole layer in one go. And then you're free from my torture for the night. Sorry for clapping, I was just getting into the song. And then once you're done with that, I think I might finish up the stream. Just to, you know, be done with it all. My body. The soul is willing, but the flesh is tired. It's one of my new favorite sayings. What's the next shot? Next shot, I'm thinking of like an upward angle of the dude with the high cheekbones, because he says his line. How does he look like? I feel like I've screwed up his nose. Yeah, the mouth is bigger. Excuse me, because it's closer to the camera. He's a big square nose. I'll just make sure I never have to use foreshortening. For some reason I still read it as use, even though... Okay, let's have a look. No, that's great. That's a great looking hand, Miss Bud. Okay, there's a thing that I'm gonna do that I'm gonna show you, which is a little technique. But before, let me just shade this a bit more. what have I done different here? He's got smaller eyes. What's different? Maybe he has a bigger, I think he has a bigger forehead. And a wider face. Okay, we're gonna redraw this dude. Oh yeah, I remember what I was doing now. I got distracted. So we're gonna chunk this in. We're gonna hide our drawing currently. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna, I want you to look at this drawing. Okay, let me just. And I want you to tell me what you think of it. Now. Does that look better to you, or does it still look just as fucked? Like, is that good? Okay, while I'm waiting for your response, let me just bump this up. I'm just gonna. You think it might look slightly better? Well, what are your critiques of it? Because it's well, you might not like it. If you want to get perspective, right? Look at it and try to be as analytical of it as possible. What do you think you could have done better? Now that we've done that, we can Control T, and I can just flip horizontal whenever I like. So we can look at it backwards and forwards. It looks like a fat-ass dwarf thumb. Do you think it would be improved if you made the thumb longer? Okay. Let me go back to my original. So perhaps, okay. Yeah, no, perhaps what you could have done differently is you seem to, you've applied foreshortening to the thumb, but nothing else. So perhaps what could have been done better is you could have sort of applied foreshortening throughout and made these little pads bigger. Hook that under there. And then this pad here. And then you can bump this finger up. Probably bump this finger up a little bit. Keep this finger relatively the same size. And that could help you with your proportion maybe a little bit more. And then maybe this one even a little bit smaller. Okay. Well, I definitely think that's a critique of mine of the drawing, perspective-wise, because while you may not have been able to do it in an accurate enough way to get it to work, the pads definitely recede into proportion, recede into perspective like that. Unless they don't, but you would need argument to support why they don't. If I just press Control V again, yeah, there we go, there it is. Do you think the... Oh, did you try to make the thumb look longer? But yeah, it's almost like you did perspective here, but not on here. It's like you're working with a foreground and a background and not making it push fluidly into the background. But I honestly think a very solid piece regardless. I liked it. I'm gonna get rid of that layer. Yes. Well, you made a good piece, Miss Spud. I think the eyes need to be bigger on this character, which is a shame because I really like how they look. Yeah. So you're gonna do an eye tonight? Because once you're done, do you want to do the eye still? Cool. Well, once you do that, I'm gonna finish up. But I do think I've done a pretty solid perspective drawing myself of this dude. You can tell where his lines are. No, I've screwed up actually. His eyes are further out. We're gonna do the eyes again. No, two in the center. We need that. Oh. This looks more like our villain. That's fine. Miss Spud, you felt like you were almost dying. Give yourself a break. If you're worried at all, I certainly gave you one. Oh my god, you slacked so much. That's crazy. Boy, if only you had better work ethic. Dying? We don't care. No, none of it. That is the silliest thing I've heard you say, Miss Spud. we got left on this page? The final bits of this page is the stabbing. Oh, I'm so tired. Who's online? I'm not distracted, you are. Oh wow, Miss Spud. For the sake of, you know, niceness, I'm not gonna make any jokes here. Certainly not about police officers and their brutality. Let's spy on people. No one else is awake. Movie is awake. That's nice. He's playing Roblox. That's new. Who are other people we can spy on? Bunny Boy? Playing Google Chrome. I don't know who Bunny Boy is. I think that might be Kitty. Who I met all of once, but they seemed like a cool person. So, shackers. Okay, we're gonna do this one first. Let's map out this hand because I want a very specific hand. I want like that perspective. Dun, 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 no, I don't like that perspective. I'm trying to draw a grid of the ground right now. Is my goal to sort of allow me to map blood onto it better. And it's not really working just yet. Oh! Oh my god. Thanks for joining the stream, Luna Own Switch. Cool. Very nice to see you. Welcome. I hope you like my shitty little art styles. We're just doing a sketch right now. I'll be doing line work later in a more professional way. I don't know how much more professional. I like doing sketches and then leaving stuff there for the most part, but this project is a more professional work of mine, so we're gonna do line work on it, lo and behold. But yeah, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Come along for the ride. I'm sorry I sound so sarcastic. I'm not sarcastic. Thanks for joining. Okay. Okay, we're gonna bend perspective a little bit on this one as we like blood splatter it a bit. And then I believe in a thing called stabs in the rib, pulls out knife, stabs again. So we've got how I'm gonna make this easier on myself. And then we've only got one more page to go with 2 things. Isn't that crazy? Maybe I'll save the next 2 things for tomorrow night. Or maybe I won't because I really want to get into the line work tonight. And maybe I could just talk instead of doing any more work for now until the end of the stream. Would that be crazy if I just didn't draw the last 3 panels and instead just sort of announced everything that was going through my head? It's called procrastination, and yes, I am very good at it. I'll only ask this once, Luna. In case you're here, in case you're not, you know. And in case you want to chat, but how you doing? And if you don't want to chat, don't answer, completely fine. No pressure. But I'll put it out there.
But if you do answer, you'll be helping me with my procrastination. So maybe there's a pressure not to respond. Maybe there is a pressure too. Maybe you're a competitor of mine. And let's do some video game. Okay. Excuse me, I'm just making sure my clicker champions are doing as good as clicker champions can. You know, what if my clicker champions aren't performing to their maximum capacity? That would be an issue. Okay, well I can actually rearrange these to do myself a little bit better. Okay, very good. Actually, I've got an extra spot in my formation which I can just throw a person into. Oh, I really am quite tired. I can't wait until the stream ends and I get to do just, you know, some writing work. I wouldn't be surprised if you've gone Luna, because in the time that you've come here, I've done all of no work. But yeah, I really like doing drawings like this middle one here and just sort of leaving it like that. How you doing, Miss Spud? God, I'm really just procrastinating everything. Because how would you draw a knife going into the side of someone's stomach? Because like I could draw like someone's side, because the idea is he's holding that and he stabs him back, which means there would be like a slight bit of hair down to the back in the shot, but where would the knife fit in? Because you wouldn't want to knife someone in the spine. Unless you do. Because you knife someone in the spine. Firstly, you've got the spinal cord in the way, which is annoying, but you can knife someone at the base of like the spine and the pelvis, even though the pelvis sort of like merges with the spine a little bit at that last little tail point. You can sort of get it in between one of the discs, and that'll paralyze people from the legs down. You could cause them incontinence, I think, and they could pee themselves because the bladder is a muscle. I had a biology teacher once who was very hateful of the bladder. They were like, it gets too much appreciation. It's nothing but a bag and a muscle. But you could also stab like here and get like the intestines area. And if you stab upwards into the rib cage, maybe even fit it into a rib, you could hit a lung. But they're not thinking about that when they're doing the stabbing in this. It's just whatever's easiest. So you stab someone, you're holding with this hand, and you stab forward. Or you stab to the side maybe and pull backwards. Okay, let me just draw in a line for the top of this one. No, how does perspective work? I'm gonna do black space up here. But the question is how to draw it next. What's my plan? Stabs in rib, pulls out, stabs again, which means I could stab in two spots, which might be nice graphically. Okay, let me just write myself a note here that says blood. Which means if I'm stabbing graphically, it might be better to stab up high first and then low second, because if I stab up high, if I stab down low and then up high, the arm will be in the way of the viewing of this first wound when they're doing the second one. So I guess that's how I'll do it. Okay, I've thought about it enough. We can just draw it now. Ugh.
drawing. What do you pay me for? Okay, we're just gonna mute real quick. Will it work? Actually, no, I gotta mute. I don't know if that worked. I really hope it did. I just did a massive fart. So if you heard that, I'm so sorry. But if you didn't, you're welcome. Okay. How does the body work? What are we gonna see? You've got like rib cage and then like there. And then skirt line there. Then the arm comes down like there. A bit of hair coming down the back. No, thumb's the other way. So we gotta get rid of that. Skirt goes like there. Hands goes like there. That's like a hand. And then we're gonna have to do some funky erasing in a little bit. Knife. Knife goes in like there. We're gonna do like a classic crossbar knife, so that it's nice and graphical. You can sort of see where the blade begins and where the rest of it ends for depiction purposes. So if you're stabbing like that, you've got your hand, which means your thumb's on this side, so there's like a thumb there, fingers, and then bulk of the hand, and like another finger. We gotta get a much smaller eraser for this fiddly little work. Oh, we're on the eraser tool. Okay. Holding so that the arm actually goes like this, just like that. I'm gonna push that robe out a little bit more to get it out of line with the hand. You can clearly see perspective on that. I try to do different shape eyes every time. Excellent. Excellent choice. Okay, we're just gonna make this hand and knife just bigger because this dude is just bigger. Like, he looks the same size as the Ganassi right now. And... oh, no, I don't want text, you fool. I want transform. Okay, we'll deselect. We'll see what that looks like. Well, how's the eye going? Is it there? Is it complete? Because once the eye is complete, I can relax on my project. You're my reason to procrastinate. How do you stab like that? You gotta, to get in there, you sort of, the knife doesn't tilt like that is the thing. To stab like that, you hold the knife in a different way. You hold the knife. Fuck me. just an awkward position to hold a knife in. Nice, you've done the eye. Beautiful work. I notice you've outlined the reflection in the eye this time, which is a good choice. It's a very cartoonist choice, which I find interesting. But it also might just be a realistic choice, judging by your tendency towards realism. But beautiful. You've done an excellent job again. Okay, that's me done for today. Oh, Little Miss Spud is typing. Careful, Little Miss Spud. It's being said to the whole stream. So if you're gonna say something wild, like no more of those race takes, please. You actually did do a race take. Anywho. I wasn't going to, but then I forgot to erase. Fair enough. Okay, hour and a half done. I'm not happy with that knife. That knife's in a weird position. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? When you're not happy with your artwork, always remember, just delete it. Force yourself to do it again. Okay. Knife goes there. And I'm gonna come back to this later. Thanks for joining in again for the stream, Miss Spud. I am gonna veg out for a second, and then I'm gonna do some of my other work, and then I'm gonna get back to this, and hopefully by the next time you see this, which will either be tomorrow or the night after, it'll be much further along. Nice. Thanks. See you, Miss Spud. Enjoy your night. I don't know. Tell the kids I say sleep well? That feels weird. I'm not used to that. I don't know. Wish them well. I don't know. Good night. Bye for now.